One, two, three.
Hello, my name is Rainey Moffin. Today I'll be sharing with you 3 of my main morals as a person. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "To educate a man in mind and not in society. To educate a man in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society." But before I get started on that, I'm going to share with you a few of the sources that have helped me with this speech. BradyQuotes.com, MovementQuotes.com, HopeHeals.com, PhilosophyToday.com, and TheGuardian.com. Growing up, honesty has always been one of my most valued morals. Over everything, I think that telling the truth can never do you wrong. In high school, I dedicated myself to basketball. My father was one of the most honest men I ever met in my entire life. He also dedicated his life to coaching. So he spent just as much time coaching his students as he did me. All of his honest feedback helped me become a better player and a better person. I took his honesty to heart. It helped me become a better winner and a better loser. Did you know that in America today, 1.65, the average American tells 1.65 lies a day? That's found on philosophytoday.com. That might not seem like a lot, but think about that the next time you're out at the grocery store talking to a coworker or even talking to your friend. There are many days that I don't want to go to class. I could easily send my professor an email telling him I'm sick. There are also days that I don't want to go to work. I could text message my boss and tell her that I don't feel like coming in today. But at the end of the day, it really depends on what kind of person you want to be remembered as. For me, I don't want to be remembered as the person who lied about why they couldn't be there. I want to be the person that was honest and came to work even when they didn't want to. This leads me to my next point. Miss Monique Lohinger says, "I'm a perfectionist, but I know how to live life. When I'm working, it's 100%. When I'm with my friends, I put everything away and enjoy life. When I come home to my kids, it's pure joy and everything's worth it. Every time I really focus 100% on the one thing. I've learned how to juggle my life and I feel like now I have found the perfect balance." What Monique is saying here, that putting 100% of your efforts into something really is finding the perfect balance. What my father always told me was, do something once and do it right. My brother and my sister, really my whole family, led this as a huge example. My brother was an all-state football player, then later carried his football career to SMU. Now he currently is an Air Force pilot. My sister graduated at the top of her class in both high school and college. Both of my parents were very successful, well-known educators. My brother nor my sister or I ever wanted or needed for anything. I think about my life, how it would have been if my parents didn't do something to the best of their ability. Where would I be now? Would I have everything I had and will continue to have? My dad always told me, it takes more time to go back and fix your mistakes than it does to do your best. I value that more now than ever as I sit here and try to juggle being a full-time student, having a full-time job, all my assignments, my work job, and living a healthy lifestyle and a social life. This leads me to my third point. From what we get, we can make a living, but from what we give, we can make a life. I think giving back to your community is one of the most well-respected morals you could have as a person. Giving back to your community keeps you grounded and keeps you in sync with where you came from. Thankfully enough for me, I grew up in a small town of Beeville, Texas. Everyone knew everybody. The community was more like a family. It was the town that raised me. My family and I would always go we would always go volunteer at the local food church bank. My dad was always mowing grass for the elderly neighbors. My mom was constantly taking food to nursing homes, hospitals, and wherever else people were hungry. I would love to go back to Beeville once I finish out my education major and teach in Beeville. Give back to the community, give back to the kids, really show that I care. I have recently suffered from depression, anxiety, and as I was doing more research on this, I found an article. It stated an article on highhopeshighDreams.com. It states that there's a thing called Helpers High. What Helpers High is when you give back to the community, you feel better about yourself and you feel better as a person. So I thought that might help with it, and it did. I had recently adopted a dog, a pit bull, from a local shelter who's on the euthanation list. I gave Carrie 4 more months to live, and now a lifelong home. I fed her, I walked her, and I knew that at the end of the day, the smile that the owner had after receiving Carrie was because of me, and there's no other feeling better than that in this world. In conclusion, I feel like these morals are always hard to stick to. With today's society, your surroundings, everything can contribute to falling off track. It takes dedication and constant reminding of what I want in life. But honesty, doing something to the best of your ability, and giving back to your community are always things that I will value as a person and for the rest of my life. Thank you.